So the next topic in this chapter is controlling process. Here we will learn how the controlling process works, how the controlling works. Because if you remember that management is a process, all the functions of management is also a process. So it's the turn of controlling, the controlling is a process. Let's see how a controlling is process. For following the process of controlling, first of all, the performance standards are to be fixed. The first step in the controlling process is setting up of performance standards. And these standards can be in quantitative as well as qualitative terms. Quantitative terms means that what will be the cost, how much revenue will be expected to earn, how much unit will be produced and it will be sold, in how much time that a task will be performed. But a qualitative standard means that how the goodwill of a business will be improved, as well as what will be the motivational level of employee. These are the few examples of qualitative standards, and it is very tough to fix the qualitative standards. Though the quantitative standards should be very precise, will be very specific, but it is very tough to fix the qualitative standards. So while the quantitative standards are being fixed, it should be flexible. Why it should be flexible? So that it is being modified whenever these are required. Controlling process after the fixation of standards. Now what to do, that actual task is to be done. The standards are fixed in the process of planning. Whatever is being planned, that becomes the standards. If you remember that we have studied that whatever is being planned, or we have studied that planning provides the basis for controlling. How the planning provides the basis for controlling, that what is being uh, what is being planned, it becomes the standards. These become the standards. And after the planning function, that actual performance of work is being done, is being started. And when in the directing step actual work was being done, then it is to be checked at the, or it is to be reviewed after the task is to be completed. Sometimes it's, if it is possible, that work should be compared side by side while doing that task, and this performance should be compared in the same manner as in which the standards are being fixed. If the standards are being in the if the standards are fixed in the terms of cost, then performance should also be measured in the terms of cost, so that measurement of actual performance can be done very easily. After measurement, after the measurement of actual performance, now what to do? Comparison of actual work and standard work is to be done. Comparison of actual performance and standards or the standard work is to be done. If there is any deviation, when means while one is making a comparison between actual and desired results, definitely there will be some deviation. That means actual may be equal to standard work, actual work may be less than the standard work, and actual work may be more than the standard work. And this comparison will be easier when the standards are being fixed in the quantitative terms. So comparison of actual and standard performance will be done in the third step of controlling. Definitely, if the deviations are there, these deviations are to be analyzed. If the actual work is lesser or even though more than is there, this is called a deviation. Deviation means such a comparison between the actual and desired results. If the actual work is lesser than the standard performance, means 50 units were to be produced and we are not able to produce 50 units, we are just only able to produce 45 units, then there is a deviation of 5 units. And sometime it may be that we were to produce 50 units but we have produced 55 units. Again, this is a deviation, but this is a positive deviation. Even though one must be observed that why these 5 units are being excess 5 units are being produced. ऐसा तो नहीं कि मैंने कहीं क्वालिटी में कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर दिया हो. So one has to analyze the reasons for these deviations, and definitely there should be some acceptable range of deviation. ऐसा नहीं कि हर टाइम 50 यूनिट्स को प्रोड्यूस करने का टारगेट रखा गया और 50 यूनिट्स ही प्रोड्यूस होंगे. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि सम टाइम 48 और 49 यूनिट्स या सम टाइम 51 to 52 यूनिट्स प्रोड्यूस हो. A possible range of deviation or acceptable range of deviation should also be fixed. And if this deviation is more, so it will be controlled through critical control method and management by exceptions. Means these two techniques will be used to remove the deviations or to analyze the deviations. So in the controlling process, first of all, that the standard performance will be fixed, then the actual performance will be measured, and then the comparison of actual and standard performance will be there. After comparing actual and standard performance, there will be some deviation. Definitely we will analyze these deviation and organization will analyze these deviation. And it is important that there should be some acceptable range of deviations. So wherever I am saying that there must be some acceptable range of deviations, and these acceptable range of deviations would be controlled by two ways or two techniques. One is the critical point control and another one is the management by exception. Let's see what is critical point control. That each and every organization will focus on the key result areas. Key result areas means something acceptable range of deviation should be there. If some unacceptable range of deviation is there, then it should be critically evaluated and steps should be taken to remove these deviations. काम करते टाइम बहुत सी ऐसी एक्टिविटीज होती हैं जिन पर कंट्रोल करना बहुत important है. Sometimes few activities can be ignored. So when the controlling process is being applied, such activities, if any activity is there which can be ignored, so one can ignore the unimportant activities but may focus on the more important activities. Means if while production work is being done, there is a increase of 5% in the labor cost, production is directly concerned with labor cost, or I can say that labor cost is directly concerned with production. But there is, if there is an increase in the some stationery charges, postal charges, so that can be ignored. But increase in the labor cost cannot be ignored. So when the controlling steps, that means critical point control is there, that means when the actual and standard performance is being measured, in that situation key result areas, that means important areas are to be focused, and some unimportant areas can be ignored. So the next one is management by exception. Management by exception says that we will not try to control each and everything. If we think कि लेबर कोस्ट भी कंट्रोल कर ली जाए, एज वेल एज रॉ मटेरियल की कोस्ट को भी कहीं ना कहीं कंट्रोल किया जाए, जितना प्लान है हर काम जो कुछ भी हमने प्लान किया है हर काम सेम उसी तरीके से हो, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज द कंडीशंस under which the things were planned, they were different, and the conditions under which the things are being executed, they are different. Definitely there will be some change in the that situations may be there, the conditions may be somewhat different. So we have to, again I would say, ignore few conditions. Our basic target should be on the achievement of organizational objectives. That's why it is being said that an attempt to control everything, मैं हर छोटी सी छोटी चीज, as I have exampled in the above point that labor पोस्ट 5% से इंक्रीज हो गई है तो मुझे उसको कंट्रोल करना जरूरी है, इन स्पाइट ऑफ कंट्रोलिंग 15% इंक्रीज इन पोस्टल चार्जेस. एन अटेम्प्ट टू कंट्रोल एवरीथिंग रिजल्ट इन कंट्रोलिंग नथिंग. मैं हर चीज अगर कंट्रोल, हर चीज को हर स्टेप पे हर चीज को कंट्रोल करना चाहूंगी, हो सकता है कि मेरे हाथ में कुछ भी ना आए. हाँ, if any significant change is there or deviation is there, that should be definitely brought to the notice of management. There may be several causes for the deviations, maybe some inadequacy of resources, maybe some defective process, maybe some organizational constraints. So it is necessary to identify the exact cause of the deviation, and if one is not able to find out the exact cause of deviation, then the controlling process will not be successful. Now deviations are being found, but to do the next, that one has to take corrective measures. So corrective measures will be taken. The kind of corrective measures and deviations are that if material is somewhat defective, definitely one has to change the quality specifications for that material. If the machinery is defective and one is not able to produce as per the expectation, the machinery is to be replaced. So these are the few corrective actions. Now we said that the controlling is a continuous process. I am saying that controlling is a continuous process. Management is a continuous process. It is continuous process in the way when we will find the deviations, definitely again the planning process will start to remove that deviations. Again that organizing process will be there. So in this way that management can be management as well as controlling can be a continuous process. So it's all with our syllabus of our first book. Thank you.